Today, we have Carmen Nazario, President, Founder, and CEO of ELYON International, a premier IT consulting firm that's been supporting both government and commercial customers around the world for 23 years. I'm Daniel Vidal, Principal Consultant of Strategic Implementation Advising. We work with enterprise PMOs and startups to design, implement, and support future-oriented initiatives and special projects. Find out more at strategicimplementation.us. We talked briefly with Carmen about her experiences as a minority and Army veteran working in computing in the 70s. We discussed what led her to establish and grow her firm, her advice for young entrepreneurs, and the role the military has played in her work, and also the new ways in which COVID has changed the way we do business. Hi, Carmen. Thanks for joining me today.
Hi, Danny. I'm delighted to be here today.
Yeah, same here. So proportionally, very few women were entering into tech fields in the 70s for a variety of reasons. How did you become interested in IT, and how did you start your own company?
So I became interested in the field of IT as a result of a very visionary Dominican nun. She was the high school principal. I attended this school in Puerto Rico. It was a private all-girls school. And the year we graduated, she brought in a person to talk to us about computers. And he was, his name was Mr. Flores from a technical school in computer, because she always wanted to offer us options. And she said, computers is the wave of the future. So that sort of stuck in the back of my head. And later, when I entered the military, I told my recruiter that I wanted to go into the field of computers. After I left the military, I continued in that field. And I was a practicing professional for about 20 years or a little bit more. And before I started the company, I incorporated, and I was the employee of the company for the first year until I realized, I'll never grow it if I'm doing the work. And so when my contract ended, I just pursued working to grow the company.
And what were the major challenges that you faced getting your company off the ground and finding customers when you first started?
So the major challenges included limited capital, a lot of competition. Being a woman, sometimes can be a bit of a challenge in the IT field, uh, especially back then.
Right.
I started in the company in 1997.
What advice would you give to other entrepreneurs who are interested in starting their own IT company, or just breaking into the industry?
So I would advise them to use their network of professionals in the industry. That's what I sort of did. I used the network of professionals that knew me. And initially, that's how I obtained my first contract. I would also advise them to try to partner and subcontract with large companies to get involved in professional organizations, to get involved with the Small Business Administration. There's also women organizations that certify your company as a woman-owned company, and they provide great venues to market your services or products. So those are a few of the things a woman can do in terms
Hmm.
of starting their own company.
Great. No, that's fantastic. And so, also, I guess Veterans Day is coming up, and you're an Army veteran. What what role did the military play in your life, and what effect has that had on your business?
So military life exposed me to a different world and a different culture, so to speak. I really learned a lot in the military. For example, discipline is strict in the military. I
Mhm.
had to be able to adapt quickly. I was the barracks sergeant, meaning I was a leader in at my company barracks. And so the military prepared me with leadership skills. They sent me to special training for leaders. So the leadership skills, adaptability, the commitment and dedication were traits that easily translated into civilian life and helped me prepare to run a business.
Well, so there's a lot of businesses that are struggling right now, especially with COVID and so is there anything that I guess through the experiences from the military or anything that what is ELYON doing to handle some of these challenges with COVID?
Well, for us, remote work has been a standard business practice for us for so many years. So when the pandemic hit, we really had no disruption to our business.
Hmm.
Uh, and that's because we have a lot of experience doing this remote type of work. And we even have tools and processes that are required and the recruiting infrastructure to do this type of work. And so we felt we were at advantage, um, during this time.
Hmm. And is there other things or other opportunities that where businesses could benefit from this new environment, and are there things that ELYON could do to help them?
Yeah, there is a tremendous opportunity now for organizations and huge corporations to reduce costs, to expand their resource pool, and to take advantage of remote service offerings like those offered by our company. As an example, you can now execute with a remote workforce from anywhere in the country. It's been proven. And so there's a lot of benefits for companies nowadays.
Right. Well, I guess because now there's sort of a loosening of the idea of being co-located to a specific geographical area, right? So that's changing.
Right. And so and because of that, companies can really benefit in the high wage areas, reduce those costs because they can utilize folks that are in lower wage parts of the country.
Mhm.
For example, we've been doing that with our recruiting capability in the Midwest. And now we've even added capability in the South. So before the pandemic, if you remember, we're from, the Pacific Northwest, and the
Right.
Seattle area was sometimes a difficult area to find highly qualified, experienced IT professionals. But now that's no longer difficult if they can utilize remote workforce from any part of the country.
Are there any other services that you're developing now that are new out of ELYON?
We have several new services, and they all deal with work transformation.
Mhm.
And, as I said earlier, we can help identify and engage um, a pool of talented, lower cost professionals. We also have tools in place that can assist companies to implement the processes needed to manage remote workforce. And then, in addition to that, we can also provide teams of professionals. For example, ELYON can provide an entire Agile capacity team by way of our Agile capacity services. And so, what we've done is we've pre built Agile development teams, and they're available at a fixed price. And so they can perform on sprint capacity. And so we're using right now a hybrid home shore near shore model to provide the best talent at a very low cost. So this really allows companies to augment their existing agile capabilities.
Yeah, yeah. So there seems to be quite a bit of interest in that uh, recently. So okay, yeah. So okay, thank you, Carmen. Thanks for joining me here today. I
Thank
think
you,
I think you
Dan.
have a fascinating background that's it's super inspiring to a lot of people, especially young women that are trying to get into this field as well. So okay,
Thank you, Danny. Great
Yeah,
to be here
absolutely.
today.
So to learn more about Carmen and her company, please visit her website at www.elyoninternational.com. And for more information about me and the services that we offer, find us at www.strategicimplementation.us.